Coach Greg. In today's video, rest in peace, Connor Murphy. Yet again, another OG fitness influencer has fallen. And so I wish this was fake. I wish this was all made up. I wish this was some kind of a scam, that it wasn't actually true. But unfortunately, he has in fact passed away. And he did so by drowning in a lake.
So Connor passed away in Bangkok. I'm in Pattaya. I'm 2 hours south. I didn't drive up there. I last saw Connor, maybe it was like 10, 11 days ago, something like this.
Tony Huge has made a very lengthy video about this. I've watched the video, and frankly, he talked more about how Connor Murphy was injecting gold into his body than anything else, that he was trying to be a superhuman.
And he had the hypothesis that gold, if you can get it into every cell in your body, would have some special power of like conductivity of the electro pulses that go through the body, and also connect you to the metaphysical world.
And so I certainly hope that there is not a trend going on where social media influencers are somehow faking their deaths. There's a line that I don't think that we should be crossing, and that in line, it involves pretending that you're no longer with us.
He had just injected a very large amount of gold. He was titrating up his gold dosage for a while now, and he was becoming, some people would say he was becoming more abnormal than even his normal self.
He also messaged how he's a great actor. And so throughout the video, I was thinking, is this like Nocturnal Kent? Am I going to be duped yet again? Connor Murphy is notorious for staging certain events, and I was in fact friends with him in private. When I talk to him, I say, hey, great acting. That was really funny. You're very impressive. I don't know how you can speak as eloquently as you do. And so I really did enjoy his videos, his character. Some of the things I obviously didn't agree with, but he reasoned things out and made me feel like he was very intelligent.
I think the only mistake was probably the gold. And I think that when he used a small amount of gold, I think he did develop some powers. And then when the gold dosage went up, I think something started misfiring in his brain.
And so this, in fact, did make mainstream news. American man goes on rampage painting luxury home worth 22 million baht. In case you're wondering, the conversion rate, it's 4 cents is $100 Canadian, so about 3 cents USD. And so it's worth like $750,000. I was thinking, is he actually that rich? 22 million baht is about $750,000. It's still a very nice home, in particular where he was living. And it says, then runs into a village lake and dies. Tony Huge says that he was an avid golfer, that he was trying to develop the best golf swing in the world to drive the balls further than last time, and that he was experimenting with microdosing gold, like literally gold, into his body.
You can hear him hinting at it in some of his content, and when he's showing his skin, one of the things he's trying to show is that he's achieving this golden glow on his skin. His goal was to take enough to where the skin would change color and be visibly noticeable, that he was like translucent, sparkly with gold or something like that.
I was thinking this was all staged. It was a joke as I was watching Tony Huge, but now I'm thinking it's actually real. And so I was going to say, well, if you inject too much gold into your body, your density is going to go up and you're going to drown. But it doesn't fully hit when this wasn't staged. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't an act. And so perhaps he wasn't actually acting. Like, all these years, when I was thinking Connor Murphy was acting, remember he went on that 40-day fast where he hadn't eaten anything for 40 days. He lost about 40, 50 pounds. And we all remember that incident with his girlfriend with the golf club, and he'd gone a little bit over the rails and destroyed a lot of that property. I believe that he had an implement put into his stomach, and I don't want to get the video demonetized. And so a lot of things have happened. We once thought he was going to end himself that he had been on ayahuasca. And so we don't really know when Connor is faking things, doing things for drama, when things are staged or when it's real. Based on what I'm seeing, this is no joke. And so after painting the entire interior of a luxury rental home, causing extensive damage before running into the village lake where he drowned, his girlfriend stated she did not know the cause, while the homeowner was shocked and never expected to encounter such a scene. And so this has just happened 3 p.m. on July 7. Received a report of a foreign man acting erratically and jumping into the lake of a luxury village in Bang, Philly district. He, along with emergency doctors from that area hospital and volunteers from Po Tek Tong Foundation, rushed to the scene. The scene was a luxury house situation situated next to a large pond. And so he was living next to this pond, next to this golf course. And divers were searching for the missing person before finding the body of Connor Michael Murphy, age 32, an American, about 20 meters from the shore. They recovered the body for examination on land. No wounds or signs of assault were found. The police sent the body for further autopsy at the hospital. And so this was caught on film. They have video footage of this. A village staff member showed the foreign man suddenly exhibiting erratic behavior without knowing the cause. Oftentimes when you see this, you've got to be thinking, is he using recreational substances? Was he experimenting with various protocols? Or was this just an event onto its own? Sometimes people experience different results. They go into a certain state, psychosis, if you will, and you never know what's going on. We've seen, for example, the Liver King doing some erratic behavior. And so is it possible that he was experimenting on himself using recreational substances and it led to this? Security personnel at the village reported that the man went out and returned by a hired vehicle, which stopped at a security checkpoint. He offered the driver 1,000 baht, so like, I don't know, 20 bucks, 50 bucks, whatever. But the driver refused due to the man's abnormal behavior. If you're refusing the $40 or $50, then there probably is a reason for that. The man approached a resident's car passing by, knocked on the window to get a ride inside, while security shouted, "Don't pick him up!" The man then became agitated, shouting loudly and rolling on the road, making gestures as if praying to God. Remember, Connor is a gifted actor, and so this could all have been an act. It could have all have been staged, but drowning in a lake, it is not the desired outcome. When police patrol arrived, he fled into the village and jumped into the lake to swim. And so perhaps he was trying to evade the police, escape. Hey, if I have people chasing me and I'm a good swimmer, I'm going to go and jump into the lake. What are they going to do? How are they going to catch me? Police called for backup and rescue teams as they could not control him. Eventually, he exhausted himself and drowned. And so the irony, if you're a fitness influencer and you're healthy, and you go to escape or evade the police and you go into a lake and you get too fatigued and you drown, this does not say too much about you. Now, if you are in fact intoxicated, perhaps with alcohol or recreational substances, it's very difficult to swim. Now, if you're thinking, well, why didn't they save him? Would you jump into the water, perhaps by yourself, to go and help somebody who's a little bit psychotic, is acting in erratic behavior? They could, in fact, push you down and drown yourself. It's very difficult to save someone, even if you're an excellent swimmer. Remember, I was on a swim team. I am able to swim very, very well, but to save a man, perhaps 200 pounds, who's panicking, they may not only drown themselves, but take you with them. When it's life or death and you are in front of you, they can pull you down like no other. And Connor was a very strong man. And so Connor Murphy's girlfriend, age 22, had been with him for about 3 years. But they were living separately because of incompatible lifestyles. Not everyone wants to live in the same casa as their partner. They don't like that. And so perhaps they had a great relationship, but from afar. She has no clue as to why the erratic behavior came about suddenly. And she says she never saw him use drugs during their time together. Now, listen, you don't have to see somebody to do something to know that they're actually doing it. I had once dated a girl who says she dated somebody who was addicted to smoking the marijuana. She didn't know it. Took 3 months. I'm thinking, How did you date that person and never know he was doing it? Wouldn't you smell it? I mean, I would assume that you were, but people can do things in secret away from you. I know people are using the cocaine, they're doing math, addies, and so on, and they're not telling their significant other. They get away with it in secret. And so just because you've never seen with your eyes them taking those medications or those substances doesn't mean that they are not. The vandalism with Pate happened during the previous night while she was asleep, and he refused to sleep. Did he refuse to sleep, or could he not sleep? Was he in a state of mania? What exactly was going on? I do not know. Investigators from the police station searched the house and the deceased car, and they did find 2 unused syringes on the front driver's seat and unidentified white pills in the seat's waist bag. And so it's very likely that he was injecting or swallowing something. And so the rescue team will send the body for further examination to determine the exact cause of death, including drug testing. And so I'm certain we will find out more. We will find out exactly the root cause of the problem.
And the consensus was that I should make a video right now before a bunch of rumors and people think it's a stunt or something like that, because especially of who Connor Murphy and his character is.
And so remember, Tony Hughes is friends with this guy. He's also friends with various people who have passed away in his past. And so he's either got the worst luck in the world in choosing friends, or we just got to get the hell out of Thailand.
Connor is such a interesting guy and very unique and such a prankster that a lot of times with Connor, you don't know whether something's real or not. So even my brain is like, this is all a trick. This can't be real.
You have to wonder, was this in fact staged? And so Tony Hughes is out to say this isn't staged. And so if we were to find out in a few days that this isn't real, most certainly people are going to say, Tony, bro, is this not a new low? We don't want people to pretend, because it's like when you cry wolf. Hey, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, well, you got me again, but fool me thrice or 3 times, and well, that really sucks. Something like that. Thailand, where bodybuilders go to die. Ziz, Leo, Connor, Joe Aesthetics. The list goes on and on. Rest in peace. Didn't see this coming. Dude starts injecting gold, gains superhuman abilities, and subsequently drowned like, what the F, bro? Damn, I was hoping it was fake. And so that's the video. If I find out more, perhaps we can ask John Bravo to somehow get the footage. We can learn more about exactly what's going on. Drowning, it's not a pleasant way to go. Don't go swimming if you cannot swim. Stay in the shallow end. I don't really know what message to provide right now. Connor Murphy, I like the guy. It's sad to see him go. I'm honestly, at this point, I'm 50-50. You can tell based on the video, if I knew for sure, 100%, that he was no longer with us, I likely would have worn a suit. I would have had a certain video. I did, in fact, DM him, and I asked, are you still with us? Because people got mad when I made the nocturnal vent video, and they said, well, why didn't you ensure that this was true? And I'm like, well, how? Who do I know? I don't know anyone that knows Connor Murphy to check up. I don't know his parents. And so how do I ensure it? And so if I write him and he says, Greg, it's a stunt, I know not to make the video, but he hasn't written me back. And so do I assume that he's not read my thing and that he's no longer with us? Do you see what I'm saying? Guys, I have a news channel. A lot of drama I talk about. Connor Murphy with millions of followers, and I've done numerous videos about him. Of course, I'm going to make a video to explain exactly what happened. My personal opinion is he's probably taken recreational substances, and then he went into the lake and he was unable to swim back. Probably was not all there at that moment in time. Not saying he's a bad person, but he was unable to survive this. I'm not blaming the police for not rescuing him. We see a man going and swim. What are you supposed to do? And so that's the video, ending it here. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algo. You can go to AlgoRx to get your various blood work and see what kind of peptides you may need. Remember, if you're experimenting on yourself with anything, injecting gold, injecting peptides, be careful. Get your blood work done. Go see your doctor. Don't do anything stupid. Don't forget to watch one of those 2 videos. And until next time, I am out.